Time.tv.
Black Panther, creature number 111, is described as a liquid creature that takes a Black Panther's shape. This is actually an excellent description of cats in general. Well, hello once again, and welcome back to Nathan Plays Castlevania Symphony of the Night. My name is Nathan, and this is Castlevania for the Sony PlayStation. In the previous episode, we had some adventures fighting fake versions of classic Castlevania characters. We ran around some more upside-down sections of the castle, and we spent a lot of time trying to farm for a very, very cool sword. Let's move on and see what happens next. So we're in the inverse marble gallery. I'm not sure what the name of it is supposed to be here. And we're going to go up through here and take what's sort of an alternate route. I guess you could call it that. So here we have... Actually, I was wrong. It's not Pass. Well, I'm sort of wrong. The name in this game is Gorgon. But in other Castlevania entries, it's called Pass. That's, I guess, what I was thinking of. A little trickier to get around here, but with good use of the high jump boots and some judicious turning into bat form, it's not too bad. Really, the most annoying things are those jack-o'-bones that can catch you off guard and knock you out of your bat form. And down here we have a potion. Here, a new wrinkle has been added. There are Medusa heads to mess with us as we try to get through here, and we're just going to quickly scoot through and hope for the best. More of those little spiky wheel monstrosities are waiting to catch us off guard, as well as stone heads and Nova skeletons. But with a bit of careful jumping and timing, section isn't too bad. You might recall that the first time we came through here, there was a great big suit of armor with a chain ball that tried to hit us. And over here were some skeleton boomerang chuckers, some skelerangs, if I may. Actually, I think that's what they're called. And further to the end of this windy corridor, there was a Cthulhu that is serious business when you're at a lower level. Now, not so much. More jack-o'-boneses here to be annoying. And with that, we're through. Getting closer to the entrance to the castle. You might recognize parts of this area, upside down though it may be. There's an interesting little bit called the Talisman. It's got kind of a cool little RGB thing going on there. It may absorb the damage taken. I don't know exactly how it works or what the rates are, but I don't really like those odds, so I'm not going to use it. Over here is another fast travel point, as well as a save point. So we'll grab both of those. Actually, what nearly ended up happening is that I almost left without getting the fast travel point. So I quickly caught myself and headed back up there to get it. Jack-o'-bones. Anyway. You might recall this as being the first point that we get to. After, well, second, I guess, strictly speaking. So I decided I was going to go up, or rather down, into the laboratory as well as the chapel. And then eventually we'll be making our way back up toward the castle entrance. Or down. And then through the caverns and into the catacombs beyond. That's kind of the general outline. Of course, we're not going to do all of that in this video, but that's sort of what's going on in my head at that moment. Laboratory has become inundated with demons, lesser demons. That mid-boss from before. Cthulhu is back. He's only a couple of hits now, so not quite as scary as he used to be. And just generally keeping up with the classic video game tradition of turning formerly very difficult enemies into regular enemies to work your way through. Not that the lesser demon was actually terribly difficult. At least we get to see his cool beam attack pretty often. The holy water is going to be pretty effective against these guys, although it is difficult to kind of get their hitbox just right and to chuck the water in just the right spot. Now, here's also another demon friend. I don't know that we fought him before. He does that. Shoots a big old thing of fire. It's a fire demon, don't you know? The death effect there is extremely neat, as it sort of cuts out an outline and then has fire within that. It's just unique. We'll see it again. See, it's kind of cool. It's a cool effect. They've added Salem witches to this area, as well as those very annoying little imps from the catacombs. And these fellows, bitter flies, nice pun, fade in and out of existence. They can be hit the entire time, but, ooh, geez. You can see how things get out of hand fairly quickly around here. Anyway, bitter flies can be hit while you can't see them. It's just difficult to keep track of where they're at. A life max up, and that's why it's, again, good to keep checking into all these nooks and crannies. As a reminder, I actually have no idea what's in most of these spaces in the inverted castle. The regular castle I know decently well. Not all the secrets, obviously, but I know where most of the main things are to get. On this side, not so much. So some clever jumping and thwacking a lot of bitter flies later, and then I gotta get this flames out of the way. We have imps that want to drive me into everything. And then the spike wheels on top of that, of course. Let's just get out of there. There's a save point just up the way here that we'll use to top up before we head into the boss fight that's coming. And actually, I have a little bit of foreknowledge here. I'm going to want the axe for this. This is mainly because the boss is a giant, horrible zombie thing that's hanging from the ceiling. Yes, it's Beelzebub, not Beelzebub as you might expect. It's his lesser-known demonic cousin. Not exactly the Lord of the Flies, kind of the like the Archduke of the Flies. Anyway, I spent just a moment just checking if I had anything that would boost holy damage that would help me in this fight. Not that I could really see, and so it was. And then check on my familiar list for some reason. Not really sure what my thinking was there. It's time to use the axes to get this done. So there's a lot going on in this fight. There's obviously the big flies that are buzzing in and out, and they will poison you, which is upsetting in its own way. Beelzebub is also dropping those little tiny flies that crawl along the floor, and they're very easy to miss. And then you've got to be able to get up high enough to strike his head and shoulders and so on. This is a fight where knowing how to do the Soul Steal move comes in very handy, because you often need to sort of create space for yourself with all the things that are on the floor and buzzing around your head. it can just get a little bit overwhelming. Not Dark Metamorphosis. There we go. And not only does it create space, but gives you a bunch of health back. But before too long, the fight is over. And for all that, all we get is a lousy life max up. We don't even get one of the pieces of law, even though I don't like fighting that guy. There were other much easier bosses that gave us much better rewards, but what are you going to do? Castle of Evil. So this is the Ring of Arcana. Not there. Let's see. We'll check it out. The Ring of Arcana increases rare item appearance. Oh, well, that is an interesting thing to know. Because there happens to be a rare item that I was quite obsessed with getting in the last installment. Perhaps we'll put that to use a little later. So onward we go. This formerly led to an elevator that took us back down to the laboratories. Of course, it's now going to be a lengthy vertical passage going up to the laboratory. And naturally, there are imps everywhere. The simplest way through is, of course, to turn into your vampiric mist and just kind of drift through all of them. But as we go, you can see just how many you have to fend off if you're trying to do this another way. A small cloud of them has appeared around me by now. We came up here just to poke into this room, which contains a goddess shield. We'll check it out. Maybe time to replace my longtime herald shield. Where's that thing? Okay, it'll be at the bottom, I guess. And it has actually exactly the same stats, but it's engraved with a goddess image. Okay, kind of neat, I suppose. Of course, the other thing we need to do, since we found a new shield, is to try it out with the shield rod. And it does this. Summons that sort of interesting character, and gives you protection from dark for a limited period of time. Cool, could be useful. We'll keep it in our back pocket. As you can see, we're about there, sort of working our way back upwards to make the loop complete. And of course, we're just going to Vampire Mist our way through this. The rest of it. So having done that, I worked my way back through the laboratories and went over to the Inverted Chapel. Heart max up just for arriving here. Very nice. It's like getting an achievement when you turn on the game. There's a lot of vases that we can crack open for fun and profit, and a very cool new enemy in this area. Of course, the snipers of Goth that we met earlier, as well as this sort of upside-down mobile archer station that's using the stairs as a conveyor belt. See if we can get a better view of it there. You can see the machine there is heading up and down, trying to shoot me with arrows. Thank you very much. I just think that's it's a very novel use of the environment, but it also is a little bit painful, so it has to die. Come here. Come here. There you go. Some trinitrotoluene. Another diamond that we can sell if we ever get back to the library. Library. A boomerang. A javelin. And tucked away in this little alcove, a fire boomerang. Imps trying to make their move on me there. Not gonna happen. We have a new variation on the Cursed Sword. This one has kind of a javelins, like, is that a phalanx formation? I'm not even sure. Anyway, it's upped its defenses a little bit. You have to cut through the shields and spears to get to the main spectral sword, which is actually what's going to be controlling the rest of this stuff. pretty good, but not good enough. Alright, so now that I'm here, I decided the quickest way was going to be, we're actually going to take a little bit of a detour. Never mind. Forget the quickest way. I had two options. One was to head back to the entrance and start exploring that, and another was to indulge my need to grind for that sword that I'm trying to get. So I headed through the Colosseum, and next through Olrox's quarters. Don't get the stupid clock there. Over to the fast travel point so that I could head back to the one that's near the library. And then head up through these fellows using Vampire Mist this time, and back to the library. This time with my Ring of Arcana and the couple of luck potions that I picked up along the way, I think I should be able to get this thing. I want it. Alright. So we'll get into position here, same as before. I'm going to equip the ring this time. Oh, and switch the shield out for luck potions. I have 3, I think. Where are those things? Oh, went past it. No. Go down. Go down, me. Back down. It was right there. There we go. So, luck potion. Ring of Arcana. Arcana? I don't know. Drink down that potion. And now notice that my luck is 33 plus 25. Here we go. Some more tedious back and forth, but I'm going to get that sword. All right. Dang it. Okay, fine. I give up. I give up. One more. Okay, now I give up. For now. So anyway, it was back to the main quest after that. Head back to the fast travel station. And we're going to travel to the entrance point. Okay, let's carry on. I'm actually beginning to get a handle on which button is which transformation, most of the time. I feel pretty good about that. It's been a long time since we've been up this staircase. Also, don't forget about this room here in the middle, which has a life max up. Very nice. This is where we met Death the first time around, and he stole all of our gear. So we're still going to have a reckoning with that fella. More Jack-o'-bones, and what is that? As well as these guys. A Dragon Rider. Kind of bounce around like you've just beaten Solitaire for Windows 95. No, 3.1. Any of them, really. Switch back to the Holy Water, because that's just my favorite thing this run. Get back to the sort of central area here. The secret passage through the stone is still there. And like in the regular castle, oh, there's a pot roast hidden in that one. Very nice. Like in the regular castle, there's nothing in the upper right there. It's just sealed off. But if you head through the stone passage once as a bat, or once as a wolf first, and then go back through as a bat, hey presto, a passage opens. It doesn't even make a sound. It should make a sound, you know, just to tell you. It has some rings in it and a barrel circlet, which is a new kind of a hat to replace my dragon helm, or not. Heals hit points by lightning damage. Oh. That is gonna be useful later, I think. Definitely something I want to try and remember. Huh, cool. Okay. We have another Dragon Rider, although this one's a little bit different. It's is making this sound and also kind of hovering a little bit, seemingly. And when you defeat it, it actually starts to fly around and fight for you once you defeat the rider on top of it. We also have upgraded wargs. Riders now, Nova Skeletons, doing quite a bit of damage there. Fire wargs, they are now called. And just in general, a lot of chaos. As it seems the MO in this stage of the game is just to throw more enemies at you. There's a Holy Cross sub-weapon, rather rare to find. Not sure I'm going to use it right at this point, so we grab the hammer, the anti-venom, keep moving. And a $400 bag. That's a high amount to find some candles. This can be a good area to grind for cash if you need it. So heading back to that main area with the stone passage, there was this one up sort of in the bottom corner. And a variation on the Venus Weed. We have a blue Venus Weed that does a lot more damage. And wouldn't you know it, I haven't really been paying terribly close attention to my HP. Blue Venus got in a couple of good shots at me, as well as a Nova Skeleton there. And before I knew it, I had 20 health points left. Hit points, whatever. I nearly died in my hubris. So time to quaff all of the potions that I have, every of the potions, and take a little bit more of a measured approach. As usual, I've forgotten that I have a block ability. I have a shield. So we're going to try and leverage that. Rematch. Nope. Still forgot that I have a shield. One day I'll remember. Oh, there it is. Started to come out. There we go. Now just don't get hit by the spears. No. Oh my goodness, Nathan. Nathan! Quick soul steal on the plant spears, even though it doesn't actually hurt them, it still gives you some health back. And I'm trying to get a holy water in there. Well, I gotta level up anyway. And as it happens, there is a save point right here. But that did get quite dicey there for a second. I'm a little surprised, honestly. Anyway, here's the save point. We're up over 500 HP total now, which is nice. And I was about to call it a video here. But then I remembered there's just like one thing right below us, and I didn't want to... It's going to take like... We'll just pop down there and get it. Then we'll call it a video. I mean, it's right here. I didn't want to start off with that. It's a fire boomerang. Okay, yay. And daggers. I think I'll actually hang on to those for the time being. Could be fun. Anyway, heading back up to the save point there. This time for real. Yeah, so I think we made some good progress here today. As I said, next time we're going to head into the caverns. You can see on the map there some of what we've done. As always, thank you ever so much for watching, and we'll see you next mission.